funny, by the way. That's how I got her.
Hey YouTube, thanks for coming back for another video. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I always talk about Will and Wilbert in my videos, and I was like, these people are probably like, who the heck is Will? So that's Will. We're doing a how did we meet slash meet my boyfriend on my YouTube channel today. So let's get into the video. You're nervous.
Oh no, I'm not nervous at all.
Are you sure?
It's me. I am awkward. Like, this is who I am.
Okay.
Hey guys, my name is Will, short for Wilbert. I was born in Houston. Lived in Mexico for a little while. Came back to the States. Lived in Austin. I went to school in West Texas, which got me to Midland, which is where I met Marissa.
That's where we met, and that's what the purpose of this video is how we met. So
it's a magical story.
It's a funny story.
Magical.
I'm a huge fate believer, so I am, and I think that like literally like the stars aligned perfectly for us to meet, and it was just like meant to be. So the first time I ever remember meeting Will, I was working in Lubbock, and he was working in, I think you were in San Angelo then when we did the lead event.
I was in Midland by that point.
Oh, you're Midland? Okay. Yeah. So we had this event in Lubbock for like it was like a, how do you even explain a lead? Like a,
it's for like the sales winners.
Yeah.
The one that meets their goals for the company.
Yeah, we're good at selling. What can we say? Anyway, I remember him because we went and like we played this, like we did rock climbing and like those big balls that you like get inside of and like run and like hit each other with the balls, and then we went to a bar afterwards, and I remember asking him if I could have a sip of his beer because he was like trying something I've never tried before. And as soon as I asked him and I like took a sip, I was like, I don't know this guy. Like, he probably thinks I'm so weird. Do you remember that?
Guys, I don't remember that at all. Like,
wow.
Not even one bit.
I'm glad I left a lasting impression. Oh my God, you don't remember that?
You're just another enterprise person to me that time around. Like, I remember actually meeting you on the drive from Midland to Lubbock for assistant manager training. And we were stuck in a minivan for like 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
And I was just quiet. Everyone else was talking, and I'd throw something in there here and there. But that's when I first remember meeting you.
I don't remember that.
Okay, so it evens out.
So the first time we ever like really hung out was it was just like a small happy hour with some of our friends that had like, we had just moved to a new city, and he had been there for a little while. And we like made a pact within our friends that we weren't gonna like bring in anyone new from the outside. And like we did this with our boss, and like he brought Will, and I was like, you broke the pact, dude. And like we hung out that day. We were just like drinking these big beers.
They weren't drinking big beers. I showed up, they had tiny baby beers, and I ordered a big beer, and that's when everyone loosened up a little bit.
Yeah, and then we started talking about like our embarrassing
moments. Yeah, we talked about all our embarrassing moments, and we just got to know each other.
Yeah.
That first time, and I mean, we made plans that day to actually go to a concert later on. I think that week or the following week, with our boss, her, myself.
So like it's that Friday night, and I remember it was like super stormy.
Oh yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, the electricity went out, and I was like still new in my apartment, and he like came over, and we were gonna pregame, and then we were just gonna meet our boss at the concert, and he just like flat out ditched us.
Completely ditched us.
I remember sitting, like, you were sitting on my love seat, and I was sitting on the chair, and we were just like talking, and it was a little awkward. Like he had a girlfriend at that time. Like we were like really just friends.
She was just one of the dudes.
She was really a bro.
Was. She still is.
So anyway, we go to this concert, and the rain finally stops, and it was Eli Young Band, right?
Yes, it was.
I was so drunk. And we just like hung out, we had a good time, and then we met some like of our other friends there. But we had a really good time, and like we just started hanging out like more and more. It was always just like a happy hour after work, and then our group of friends really started to like click, and we would go out like almost every Friday. Like that was our thing. We would go out to 15 Cent Friday at Rock and Rodeo, and we just like really started to get closer.
The more we hung out, it was sometimes a lot of times just me and her. A lot of a lot of times other people wouldn't come out, or she'd invite me somewhere and I'd invite her somewhere whenever we were doing something separately. And it was honestly just a friend thing.
Yeah, we got along like really well. I remember like closer to Christmas time, you kind of like came to me with like a not like relationship problem, but more like a, I don't know if I'm like happy, I don't know if this is like exactly what I want. And I remember I just said like one thing to you, and I guess that like resonated with you. I said, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And I think you'll probably agree with me that that's kind of what like rung true in your head.
And I was in a relationship where that person was not that way. They were very laid back and complacent and happy with just being where they were. And that's not what I'm about. I am really about reaching that next level. And once you reach it, going to the level after that, and never staying in one place, never staying stagnant, because once you're stagnant, you won't achieve much. And like I pushed that person, I realized, you know, I don't want to be with someone who I want to change or help get to the next level. I want to be with someone who has the same mentality as me. And Marissa, at that time, I didn't know it was her, but Marissa had the same mentality. That's why we got along so well. She was very driven, very career focused. And we had a lot of the same principles, a lot of the same things that drove
like
us.
Our foundation.
Yeah, and that's what I think really attracted me to her. Was she was driven, she was smart, and I mean, she's really hot too.
Shut up. Eventually, like, I guess you cut ties with your ex, and then eventually, like, we just started hanging out more and more and more. And I guess there was a night we were out. It was a Friday night. We were at like our favorite place, Javi's, and I remember we were with our friends Peyton and Rudy, and they were out like dancing to some country song, and we were sitting at the table because we're awkward and can't dance. And I just remember he like grabbed me and kissed me, and I like never saw it coming. And after it happened, I told Peyton, like Peyton came over, I guess she had like seen it from the dance floor. I was like, Peyton, I need to go to the bathroom now. So we go to the bathroom, and I was like, Will just kissed me. And she's like, I saw. I was like, I don't know what to do. She was like, how do you feel? And I said, I don't know.
Guys, take your shots. Take your shots. You will always live with regrets, but don't regret anything. Always just take the shot that you have. And I took my shot.
It worked out pretty well.
For her, not for me though. I'm stuck.
Then obviously, like, we decided, or I guess he made his move, and I decided that I was like, yeah, I'm like pretty into this. So we started hanging out more and more, and like it started to just get more and more serious. Like it got pretty serious, like pretty quick. We can't have the dogs in here, they're too distracting. I need you to let them out.
But Brittany, this is my dog. Way better than her dog.
Hi, boo.
It was a rescue dog to replace Marissa when she left me.
Obviously, we met through work, and that's like a huge aspect that played into our relationship. We worked, so he still works for Enterprise Rent-A-Car. He's a branch manager. I used to work for Enterprise, and we were both assistant managers when we met. We never worked at the same store. We were always at different stores, but obviously that played into the effect of our relationship, that there was a rule that you weren't supposed to be in the same area and technically be dating. So we kind of hid it from our boss for like 4
a few months.
Yeah.
Sorry, Seha.
Sorry. And we finally decided to like break the news. We kind of set a timeline. Like we wanted to just like make sure that it was like worth telling them that we wanted to be together, and it wasn't just some little like fling that was gonna like fizzle out, but we wanted to make sure it was worth it and give it some time. And when we decided that we reached that point, we decided to tell him, and he had no idea, which I thought he knew, and it was the whole thing. And then we had to tell like his boss, and it was rough.
We thought he had some idea, but he really didn't, and kind of threw him off guard. It was a really awkward meeting between us and his boss. That's the weirdest thing, is because we're cool with his boss. We know him. We're friendly with him.
Yeah.
But
He's a good guy.
We don't have the same relationship we had with him.
We got pressed pretty hard too.
Oh yeah, really hard. Asked about everyone that knew. There's a lot of people that knew.
I mean, if you didn't know, you lived under a rock, honestly. Like, it's not that hard.
Well,
at work we were pretty good, but like we always hung out outside of work.
All the time.
If you like follow me on Instagram or like Twitter, then you're gonna know that, especially Snapchat, like you're gonna know that we were hanging out. So it was a super awkward meeting. Then like I guess after the meeting, nothing really changed.
No, we just couldn't ever be at the same branch together, which I think kind of threw off like the plan for what they were doing in the future. But for us, it didn't really change much. We just stayed at different branches. We would come home and see each other, which is great because when you have someone that understands what you deal with every day.
Yeah, it was good. And like the time came where I like was just kind of tired of Enterprise and I decided to look for a new job, and I got very, very lucky with where I ended up. I wanted to go to Austin. I had an opportunity. I went to the interview and I nailed it and I got it, and that meant that we were gonna have to do long distance, and we both knew that the time was coming. There was a clock that was ticking down. It was weeks, and I was gonna be leaving for Austin, and we had talked, and ultimately our goal was to get to Austin, and we knew it probably wasn't gonna be at the same time. We knew we were gonna have to do long distance, and sometimes your career will come before your relationship, and that's kind of what happened for us. But I mean, I think ultimately in the long run,
it was for the better.
Yeah.
My timeline to leave where I was at in West Texas was a little bit different, but I adjusted because, I mean, she had a really good career, and I mean, she's the person I want to be with. So I don't care if I have to do 6 months of living by myself with a dog or move a lot sooner than I was planning to. You make adjustments. You do whatever you need to, because at the end of the day, you're not just working for yourself. You're working for each other. Mm-hmm. And I was actually willing to sacrifice a lot to end up with her. And it was 6 months that we lived apart.
Sucked. We were 5 hours by car.
And it was a really long, miserable, boring drive.
It was so boring.
So boring. We did it a few times, but once the time frame came, I kind of gave my job a deadline, an ultimatum. It's like, hey, I have till this time. You can move me or I'll have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And it worked out. And we got so lucky.
Oh, we got so lucky.
We got so lucky, but it worked out. And like now we're both in Austin, where we said like maybe a year ago that we wanted to be in Austin within a year. And like we did it, and we took sacrifice, and we both are happy with our jobs. And I don't know. That's just I don't know. I think a relationship is more than just like sunshines and rainbows and like going to the movies. It's like it's real life when like you're doing it to like the day to day. Like it's your career, and you need to figure it all out. Okay, so that's kind of our story pretty much. I think
the business side of it and all that stuff.
With the work side of it. That's how we met, and that's how we ended up where we're at now.
Don't forget, guys, take your shot. I did. It was the best decision I ever made.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like Wilbert, comment below and we'll do more videos together. I feel like we weren't as funny as we normally are in this video. So we have a lot of potential that we could possibly share with you guys. Again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Bye, guys.